Hey, what is happening, you Purple Palafin? Some new cards got revealed. Let's take a look at them. Starting off with the Cacturn. Now, these are all coming out in the Delta Rain set that we'll be getting on November 6th. So they are quite a ways away. The first batch of them was the Rayquaza, some trainer cards, and of course the Talonflame EX is the next batch of reveals. And the reveals should be like consistently dropping every week from here on out until the set releases over in Japan, which I think is like 2 weeks away from now. It's like at the end of the month. So yeah, it's like 2 weeks away. So we should have 2 more weeks of reveals, and then the full set is going to be released over in Japan. I'll probably do a complete Delta Rain, or was it Storm Emeralda over in Japan set review once we have everything. But a couple new cards here. We got the Cacturn. Well, we could start with the Cacnea. 70 HP, Buddy Poffin, knock away. Flip a coin if heads attack does 10 more damage. I'm sure there's a base amount of damage here, but it's not there. The Cacturn here, linear attack, 30 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon for a colorless, not great. And for a grass energy, 10 plus 50 more for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play that has an ability. This seems pretty decent, to be honest. The Punishing Needle, first attack, pretty weak, but second attack, not bad. Up next, we got the Wimpod, 70 HP. The ability, if your opponent has any Pokemon EX in play, this Pokemon's retreat cost is 0. Decent chance they'll have an EX in play. Unless it's an evolution deck, then maybe not in the early game. Otherwise, it's got 3 retreat costs, which is not great. And then we've got the Mega Golisopod EX, 340 HP for a single grass, finishing blow, 60 damage. This attack does 60 more damage if your opponent's active has any damage counters on it. So that'll be the tough part. How do we get the damage counters on the active Pokemon? Frostlass, Monkey Dory, both solid options. And then second attack for 3 colorless, 160 during your opponent's next turn. If everyone can't retreat. Another retreat lock attack. Hey, you can't go wrong with retreat locking. Also, it is only a single grass for the first attack, which will probably be the main attack for decks that include the Mega Golisopod. So you could play Growing Grass Energy. So then the 340 becomes 360. It's a nice little HP buff there. But this is a pretty low maintenance card, right? It's stage 1. It takes a single energy to attack with. There's a whole bunch of things you could potentially combo this with, or decks that it could fit in. Maybe it's like a 2-2 in like a Frostlass Monkey Dory deck. Something like that could work out. But at that point, you could just be playing Mega Frostlass instead, and that's probably a little bit more efficient. So that kind of doesn't make a ton of sense to me, to be honest. Like, if you're going to play this in a Mega Frostlass deck, you're going to play with Frostlass and Monkey Dory, Mega Frostlass may as well be your attacker in that situation. Yeah. But it is so efficient, I definitely see it having some future at some point. Up next, we got the Wishy-Washy EX, 260 HP. Ocean Gain, you may use the ability once during your turn. If this Pokemon is in the active spot, heal 50 damage from this Pokemon. Hydro Splash, 220 for triple water and a colorless, and then also 3 retreat costs. This card is not great. Although, the one thing I do theorize with this card that I feel like has potential is you could play some kind of weird like tank deck where like you leave one Wishy-Washy in the active, your opponent attacks that Wishy-Washy, then you use the ability, heal damage, retreat to a new Wishy-Washy, they punch that Wishy-Washy, you heal that Wishy-Washy, you run to a new Wishy-Washy, and basically you make it so your opponent's basically never doing damage or never leaving damage in play. Would it work? Does it make sense? I don't know. That's the only thing I really see for a future for this card, though, to be honest, because besides that, I mean, the attack is just pretty bad. The HP is not that high, so you're already in one hit KO range for a bunch of stuff, so yeah, it doesn't seem great. I got a Sableye here. Lure out. Reveal the top 5 cards of your opponent's deck. You may choose any number of basic Pokemon you find there and put them onto their bench. Your opponent shuffles the other cards back into the deck. I actually think this is a really good attack in any kind of deck that are trying to set up like Retreat Lock or some kind of control deck. Like, this attack is actually really, really strong. You could play it with stuff like the LGM control box Cubchoo deck. Put one of these in there. Just like another way to get stuff on your opponent's bench to then Retreat Lock and trap it. And whether that be with like Gravity Gemstone on an Elgin while you're moving the energy around on their bench, or you bring it up and you lock it with Sob, whatever it might be, this is like a pretty good attack to have on a basic Pokemon for a single energy. It is specifically a dark energy, of course, but Prism Energy exists in the format, so some kind of basic Pokemon control deck this could be played in, possibly. Who knows? Inkay here. Nothing relevant. We do have the Mega Malamar EX, which is pretty underwhelming, I feel like. Double Dark. This attack does 70 damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Obviously, synergy with Sableye, and we do still have the Flute in the format that does what the attack of Sableye basically does. Look at the top 5. Take any basics you want there. Put them on your opponent's bench. Second attack, Eerie Pulse, 200. Your opponent's active is now confused. And obviously, for like energy acceleration purposes, we do have the Toxicity in the format still for the Dark Pokemon. So that could be how we get the energy to chain, you know, Mega Malamar after Mega Malamar, stuff like that. A couple trainer cards as well were revealed. We got the healing item here. Heal 30 damage from your active Pokemon. Heal 30 more damage for each of these in your discard pile, not including this card. So the first one heals 30, the second one heals 60, the third one heals 90, and the fourth one would heal 120, which is still worse or less healing than Jumbo Ice Cream, but you could play these alongside Jumbo Ice Cream, and these also heal without having to have 3 energy on the Pokemon you're healing, so that is another buff to playing something like this. But overall, Jumbo Ice Cream is just kind of a better card, so I feel like trying to make Jumbo Ice Cream work in whatever deck you'd want to play this in would make more sense, but I don't know, maybe there's room for both. In a deck, you can play 10 Kangaskhan with 4 of these and 4 Jumbo Ice Creams or something like that. I got the custom vest here. I think this card seems really, really good. And this is like a card where when I read it, I'm like, this could be, you could put this on your Wishy-Washy EX, and then all of a sudden it takes 60 less damage from the attacks from your opponent's Mega Pokemon EX, as long as it's not attached to a Mega Pokemon EX. It can't be attached to a Mega Pokemon EX, and then you'll get that 60 less damage. So this can make this effectively have 320 HP. Then we get Punch, we take 60 less, then we heal 50, then we retreat to a new Wishy-Washy with its own custom vest. Yeah, I'm not sure. This card seems really good, though. The custom vest does seem very, very good. And then for the supporters, we have Aaron here. Search your deck for up to 3 supporter or stadium cards in any combination. Shuffle them and put them to your hand. Not shuffle them. Shuffle your deck and then put them into your hand. Seems okay. It seems all right. It's a niche supporter card, obviously, that is going to be played in decks that play a lot of stadiums. And a stadium where you need a lot of stadiums, if you're going to play the stadium, is the double half stadiums. We got the legendary Summit. We got the legendary Trench now, which says when a Pokemon in play is healed, double the amount of HP healed, which once again works with that Wishy-Washy deck I was talking about. I don't know. Maybe there's something there with the Wishy-Washy, but would also work with stuff like the new heal item card here, Yummy Onigiri, or would work with Jumbo Ice Cream or Pokemon Center Lady or anything that heals. But it does require you to have 2 of these, put them in play, and then also have the heal cards that you're trying to heal with to get the value out of those on top of all of that. But unlike the Legendary Summit, which is kind of a passive stadium, which requires our opponent to do something after we put it in play, Legendary Trench is a proactive stadium. We can play Legendary Trench and then play 2 Jumbo Ice Creams, heal a bunch of damage, and then get value out of it. So even if our opponent bumps it immediately on their next turn, we got some value out of it. Even if we'd like to get more value out of it, we at least got something for it. Unlike what probably is going to happen if you play Legendary Summit, which is you're going to put it in play, then it's going to get bumped, and you're going to get no value out of it, and you're going to cry, or something like that. But that's it. That's all the new cards. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Any obvious combos I missed with the Golisopod specifically, or any of the other cards, and I'll catch y'all in the next video.